Sizing up Murphy, drives, floats, hangs, and scores on the turnaround. J-Dub way behind the three-point line and hits way behind the three-point line. Got blocked. What a rejection by Holmgren. Standing tall like a wall.
This is New York. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested Podcast, coming to you live Sunday, October 27th, after the Thunder, just a routine dismantling of another NBA team, 128-104 against the Atlanta Hawks. We got a full show for you tonight. I am your host for the evening, Jacob Niffen. Got my guy, Justin Peabody.
Hello, everybody.
And Taylor Peterson.
Can anybody else relate to their favorite NFL and NBA team being undefeated? Only me? Okay.
I don't have
Just
a favorite
checking.
NFL team. I have a favorite college football team, and they stink.
Yes, they do.
Before we get started
Unfortunately.
tonight, we are brought to you by the Blue Wire Podcast Network and the homies over at Prairie Artisan Ales, who hosted us last night for a dope watch party. So shout out to them. Thank you so much. On the screen on YouTube right now, I am on the right, and I just do not like it. So we're fixing this right now. Thank you.
You're used to being
Appreciate
on the
that.
left.
Yeah, I'm used to being on the left. I'm left-handed. I'm very left dominant. I got to be on the left. As Beyonce said, to the left. Yeah, shout out Prairie for the watch party last night. Also, few things to plug. We're on Patreon now, if you haven't heard yet. QR code is in the top right corner of your screen. However, if you are not watching live or you're listening to the podcast version of this, it's patreon.com/theuncontested. Connor B says to tell you how great the folks in the Discord from the Patreon are. They are great. It is an incredible vibe in that Discord channel. Tons of awesome stuff with the Patreon tier, including the first Patreon exclusive pod tomorrow night and the first Patreon virtual watch party next Saturday as the Thunder take on the Los Angeles Clippers. So if you'd like to have a community to hang out with and watch Thunder games with, talk Thunder basketball, just have a great time, join the Patreon.
It's been awesome. And it's growing just daily. It's insane. I've been blown away. So thank you to everyone who's already joined. We're an absolute blast and hope more and more of you will continue to join in on the fun.
100%. Also, programming note. I'm going to give you guys a chance to, in the chat, on the YouTube chat tonight, to jump in and be part of the show tonight, because we have a segment coming up called Cap or No Cap. And what this segment is we're going to make a statement, and we're going to decide, is that statement cap, which means it's fake, or no cap, which means it's real.
Thank you for explaining the slang.
Yeah, there's some people that might not know the slang.
It's good.
Having taught in a public school for so long, you just kind of have to know these things. I did get out before the skibbity riz thing, and I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Except for the beer.
Though apparently a great beer at Prairie.
Yeah, JD was slamming.
I actually did. I did take a sip of JD's, and it was pretty great. Also, Smoot is correcting you in the chat. Should it be cap or fact?
Sure, Smoot. Whatever you want, brother. So full show tonight. We're going to break down this Thunder Hawks game. We're going to do some Prairie Trivia tonight. Had some fans who submitted some trivia questions, so excited for that.
Love it.
Special guest. He's not really a special guest. He's a host of the damn podcast. But Nick Crane going to make an appearance for the trivia via phone call while he is driving down I-35 back to Dallas.
Yes, that's awesome.
Seems safe.
We'll
Justin,
see how that goes.
did that same drive late last night. I believe
did.
he said he got home very, very late.
Did you stop at Buc-ee's?
No, I did
Did you
not.
stop at DW's?
No, no, I did not.
Okay.
Also, it's called the
Straight
Mistress
shot.
now.
It's called the what?
It's called the Mistress now.
Oh, that's a little more provocative.
I don't know if that's better.
So we'll break down this game. We'll do some trivia. We will do some cap or fact, I guess is what we're calling it.
That didn't feel natural.
No, it's cap or no
Cap
cap.
or no
brother.
cap.
We're playing some cap or no cap. So if you have cap or no cap statements, drop them in the chat. We will read some of them and react to them. And then we will do our weekly predictions. And that'll be the show for the night. Gentlemen,
Fun one.
let's dive into tonight where the Thunder beat the Hawks 128-104. Some massive performances by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, all had huge nights. Lou Dort had the strap 4 of 6 from 3. There's lots of things we can talk about, and I want to talk about this game because I think talking about this game is going to start to pull us to talking about the 3 we've seen so far. Let's try to not let that happen so we can cover that in cap or no cap. But for right now, thoughts, takeaways, opinions, big themes from Thunder Hawks this evening.
Justin, I thought to start the game, especially, and watching the majority of that first half, that this looked like a team on its first Sega Baba, second eye of a back-to-back of the season. Came out very sloppy offensively. And my favorite part is just watching Jacob when he's not talking, just reading through all the chats, and he starts cracking up.
There's an inappropriate one, and I met that dude at the game tonight who said YouTube banned him for that comment. So I'm just enjoying that.
That's awesome. They certainly started off sloppy, and especially offensively. They just weren't able to hit some of the shots that they were generating. The defense wasn't quite as crisp. But one thing that I loved that stood out to me post game for Mark Daignault was he mentioned the stretch to end the second quarter right before halftime, which we saw the Thunder go on a huge run and cut a 10-point lead, which crazy. Through 3 games, the biggest deficit Thunder have faced is a 10-point deficit against the Hawks there in that second quarter. They come back, make it a 3-point game before halftime. So Mark alluded to that stretch as well as the stretch in the fourth quarter, which we can get into being the 2 big stretches of the game. And gosh, that fourth quarter stretch, Jacob, you were there in person. I know you were watching, Justin, but just watching this team hang their hat on defense, watching that spark, the transition offense, just insane. Like I haven't seen such an explosive Thunder team on both sides of the ball in a long, long time. I mean, that was just really fun to be able to watch.
It's so impressive when they're clicking, how quickly the game can turn. You got a little preview of it, right? To tighten it up at the end of the second. I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I was going to bring up as well. The beginning of the game was ugly. Shots weren't falling. Trey was forcing the defense into a lot of bad decision-making because of his shot-making ability and threat
Lots of turnovers too.
Lots of turnovers, just kind of like you said, sloppy. And they tightened up. The defense started working. The offense started taking care of the ball. And very quickly, you go into halftime. Was it 1 or 2 point game at halftime? Either way, a game in which you trailed, didn't look great. You're down 1 or 2 at half. You feel great about that in the NBA on any given night. Like, it's fair to assume you're going to get down by 6, 7, 8 in every game at some point, right? Like, that's the NBA. Not every game, but most nights, that's something that is probably going to happen. What happens next is what determines how many wins and losses you have. Do you let that bury you, or do you fight back and make it even again? The fact that they were able to do that before halftime means you get to come out with kind of a clean slate to start the second half. Third quarter was really back and forth, but then the fourth, they just felt like an avalanche. And it happened so fast, which is the exact same comment I made last night during the Bulls game. You looked and it was tied. You looked again and they were up by 20. And it's just terrifying.
It's like Thanos
snap.
Thanos
Yeah.
sounds weird. Thanos snap.
It
happens and then it's done. It's over.
I was going to say something that sounded worse in my head than out loud. So I'm not going to say it out loud. So it reminds
Save it for
me
the Discord.
It reminds me of whenever you would play the Warriors when they were at their peak. And it just felt like at any moment that switch could flip and you could get buried in an instant. But what was burying you in those games was the offense. It was Steph and Clay just lighting you up from behind the arc. What's burying teams for the Thunder is the defense. And I think that makes it so much more scary. Queso came out and put the clamps on Trae Young. They were shutting down any attempt to go inside. They were just swarming everywhere. This team's averaging nearly 20 turnovers a game, and they're just destroying teams on that end of the floor. And I don't see a way that people are going to stop that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got it. Like, I don't even feel like I need to jump in here. The fourth quarter avalanche, the struggles early, just the defense. Like, you mentioned Queso just putting Trae Young in hell. And then to follow that up, like they tried to get Shea on Trae Young. And Trae swatted him from behind, forced a tough shot, and then let him go by, poked the ball out. Caruso gets it, kicks it up the floor. They're on a string defensively so far, which is really, really impressive considering it's game 3 and you're adding in some pretty big pieces. And Hartenstein hasn't played yet.
Right.
Like, what does this defense look like when Hartenstein and Jay Will and Kenrich Williams are back?
Yep.
It's insane.
Like,
And
Hartenstein and Kenrich Williams, I think this is a very tough team, but those are the two guys that will come in and like fist fight dudes. Like, remember that time Kenrich Williams wound up and almost punched Rudy Gobert in the back of the head?
One of your favorite moments of all time.
Dude, he could have made my life. I would have got that tattooed on my freaking chest.
Smoot in the chat says,
Man.
This team doesn't even have iHeart is the new this team doesn't even have Chet.
that is so true. I love that.
Is.
Very good point.
It is.
Some other takeaways for me. You guys hit some of the really, really big picture stuff. So I'll try to hit some different things here. AJ Mitchell, this game was quote unquote a close game going into the fourth. It was like
2 points.
2 points going into the fourth?
2 points going into the fourth.
Jeez,
According to the chat, they were chiming in on it was a 1 point game at halftime, 2 point game going into the fourth.
I don't know if I trust the chat. Anyways,
Well, that's
AJ
fair.
Mitchell came in and got like fourth quarter minutes
He started the fourth quarter.
when it mattered.
It was, and they
Crazy.
went small ball again.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
and
I
it
think
was
Chet
just-
was actually playing, but
It was really impressive to me that coach trust him. I mean, Mark's going to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, we know that. But I was kind of taken aback. I was like, wow, throwing him in there, like in the fire already. And I say, like, Mark is going to do crazy stuff. He didn't put Dylan Jones in there.
nope.
He didn't put my brother Dump Truck Dukas in there. He went with AJ. And I thought AJ played, man, AJ's just tough as nails. I love watching that kid play basketball.
He's earned his spot.
Such a smart basketball player. So that was a big takeaway for me.
I saw a tweet from a Clippers beat writer the other night talking about, like, man, I'd be so frustrated if I was a Thunder fan having to watch AJ Mitchell get rotation minutes. And that was like, yeah, I bet you would, Clippers reporter, because that's just so different than how most other organizations, especially an organization like the Clippers, approaches things about building experience and putting a team together. I would venture to say there's probably not many Thunder fans who are pissed watching AJ Mitchell get minutes. I think there's just such a different perspective on that within this organization that's kind of been baked into this fan base through the last few years that I think it's worth celebrating. Now, there will come a time when, as there always does, when the pressure amplifies and the expectations are high, and people are questioning rotations. That
Every
probably
young
towards the
player
end of the
does
year, right? That's when that starts to come out. But I would say in general, people kind of get it and they're on board with it, and I think that's really cool.
I agree
100%.
completely. Looking at the minute distribution, just not to go through every single player, but AJ Mitchell had 14 minutes off the bench. For comparison's sake, Isaiah Joe had 15 minutes off the bench. Caruso had 21. Kason Wallace had 23. Oos had 8. Like,
Good
they
amount
don't
for Oos.
really trust AJ Mitchell, and I find that
Yeah.
incredibly impressive.
Yep.
And just some of the things we're seeing from him on the floor, his ability to get downhill and get to the rim. Sometimes he's missing, sometimes he's not, and he's just. But he's able to get there regardless. It's also setting up teammates. We're seeing him be incredibly disruptive on the defensive side of the ball. And I keep going back to preseason, and each of Mark and J-Dub both were just like singing his praises. And the Mark one really stood out because usually with players and young players, he's a little more reserved to sing their praises, right? And obviously, Mark really trusts him. Now, all this being said, when the G League starts up here in like a couple of weeks or a month, whenever it is, AJ's going to go back down. They're going to get him on ball reps, which he needs.
I'm not convinced. I'm
Really?
not convinced.
Yeah, I think he will, but then he'll
DJ
come back.
will. I'm not convinced.
Interesting.
Few other thoughts from tonight. We just talked a lot about AJ. I want to kind of burn through some of these other ones because I know we have a long show to get to tonight. Taylor mentioned Alex Caruso, 21 minutes. Now, again, last night was kind of crazy because the watch party and we had so many other things going on. And so you got like one eye on the game and one eye on literally everything else going on, mingling with a lot of people. So I don't know if it happened last night, but we got extended look of starters plus AC tonight. And I know that was something Taylor wanted to see. Also, just shout out to myself. I called the Wiggins starting last
You
night.
did.
It was you. I
You did
gave
call it.
Silva credit. I apologize.
Yeah.
It was you. It was you.
Taylor, don't you ever dare.
Wow.
I called it.
Silva and I thought it'd be that tonight might be the night we got the Caruso start.
Silva
Hey,
said Wiggins
maybe it'll be
most
Wednesday.
improved, and so I got that little confused.
Yeah. But we got an extended look at Alex Caruso with the starters. Who guessed? It looks pretty badass. Alex Caruso tonight. Just let me read you this stat line. 21 minutes. 1 of 3 from the field for 2 points. 2 rebounds, an assist, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. A plus 17. Tied for second highest in the game.
This is a theme. We talked about Caruso
Dog.
after the Nuggets game, Jacob, when you and I were talking. Had
He's a
0 points and
dog.
was a game high, right? Like in plus minus. Yeah, he's absolutely absurd.
He's a badass. I love that man. And it's not just because he's my light-skinned twin. Am I allowed to say that?
You just did.
You're bald-headed.
You're no.
Nope.
Just leave it.
What do people in the chat? What the person in the chat last night called Caruso the bald-headed eagle? Thought that was pretty good.
He's part of my Trinity whenever I pray.
Unbelievable.
We were technically undefeated since Jacob did that last week. So keep it up.
Should I post a video from the account before every game of me crossing myself?
No.
Okay. Too blasphemous?
Might be frowned upon.
Yeah. Bald brother and ball.
Yeah, that's
How
not
do we-
bad.
That
Not
works.
bad. Also not
Caruso's awesome though. Just
Caruso
his
kicks
ability-
ass,
yeah.
dude. And he's not even like... You know what my favorite play of the night was? I know this sounds so dumb. I think it was J-Dub driving. Caruso cut baseline, second quarter. He hits Caruso on the baseline cut. Caruso's right below the bucket. Doesn't even gather the pass. The bounce pass comes, hits his left hand, and he just redirects it on a rifle pass out to the top of the key for a 3 to Lou. Dude, I was speaking in tongues. You know the little video of the girl that takes a bite of the Dorito when her eyes start fluttering? That was me. Like, my God, that was beautiful basketball.
Oh, it's perfect.
I love
Absolutely
that man.
perfect.
I love that man. My goal this season is to get a picture of Alex Caruso and me doing the Spider-Man meme.
Oh,
I'm going to make it happen.
that's now also my
That's
goal for
awesome.
the season.
Yes.
Okay.
We need this.
The other thing the last thing to take away from me, I mean, Wiggins was awesome. I mean, we could get into Shea, Dub, and
Dub
Chet
was
just
awesome.
being
Shea was awesome. Yep.
insane.
Chet.
Usman hasn't sucked.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you
I
heard
gotta-
it here
I gotta-
first.
Take it away, Jacob. This is
I mean,
yours.
maybe a product of it is him playing with like really good players, but he's just
Doesn't
kind of
hurt.
fit the role. The Isaiah Joe Usman Jang little side pick and roll where did he dunk it on that? I think like there's just been some things recently
Aggression.
that shows a little bit of dog.
I agree.
Maybe all 9 of the cat's lives have passed,
And now he's a dog.
and
I
now
don't
he's
think that's how that
inhabited by a
works.
dog.
I'm not sure that's how that works. Sounds like a good premise for a kids movie, though.
That's
I agree.
true.
Like the aggressiveness that you saw from Us at times in the G League has shown up in these first 3 games, and that is the most exciting development for him because that's always been the knock. He just looked timid. He looked like he was scared to be out on the floor at times, and I get it, right? He's super young compared to a lot of the guys he's being put up against, but you always just wanted him to snatch those opportunities. And I think coming out of Summer League, where it felt like, hey, if you're going to do it, that's a great place to do it. I think that's what led to all of our kind of like discouragement about his development. But what we've seen in the first 3 games this year is awesome. That's exactly what you want to see. That's exactly what we wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if that continues, that unlocks a whole new dimension of Usman Jang.
And
And I
he
took-
can't go to the G League this year.
Correct.
That's
Like
Dude,
technically they
agreed
could
completely.
send him there, but if they send him there this year, it's done for him.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's sink or swim time. Okay, to wrap up this post game portion of the podcast, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a player name. I'm going to read you the stat line. You have to give me, Taylor, listen carefully, 1 sentence. Can't be a run on. 1 sentence that is like
A simple sentence, not a complex or a compound sentence.
it can be
Boo.
bold. It can be like an epiphany. It can be whatever you want. But 1 sentence that's just like, this is what this stat line means to me.
This is fun. I like this.
Make sense?
Yeah.
I know. I'm
Yes.
pretty good at this.
It's like you were a teacher at one point.
Yeah. J-Dub Williams. 0 of 3 from 3. 8 of 17 from the field. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a plus 14. Justin, what is your sentence?
News of my death has been exaggerated. I don't think that's the quote. That's why my pause came in. Is that it? It might be. Anyway, people have been down on Dub a little bit to start this year of like, man, he hasn't taken the leap we thought he was going to take. Dub's still freaking good. He was really good tonight. And
Last night was absurd.
last night was absurd, but we're not talking about last night yet.
Right.
But yes, he
This
was.
is a lot more than a single sentence.
I said a sentence and then I did a Taylor. Carry on.
Taylor, your sentence.
My sentence on Dub is, this isn't even my final form.
Love it. My sentence for Dub. He's corrected the one weakness, colon, the rebounding is huge.
Yes.
Next
That's
stat
my big.
line. Shea Gilgeous Alexander, 11 of 14, 11, sorry, not 11 of 14, 11 of 24 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 10 of 11 from the free throw line, 35, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, and a game high plus 24.
This
Taylor,
one's easy. I've got it. I've got it right here in front of me. He is the first player in franchise history to record a 35 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, 3 plus steals, and 3 plus blocks in a game in Thunder history.
thank you, Thunder PR. Justin.
He's him.
Okay, my sentence. I guess it's 3 sentences because it's got periods. I don't know if that counts.
Unbelievable.
MVP.
You cheater.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That we'll allow it.
Correct.
Lugens Dort in 29 minutes, 16 points on 4 of 6 from 3, 2 rebounds, and an assist plus 17 on the night. Justin, what is your sentence for Lou?
Welcome to the torture chamber.
Taylor?
Incredibly efficient, and it just leads to the Thunder's depth that they have this season.
I am gonna-
They're like Lou stepping up.
I'm going to quote the J-Dub mic'd up session from last season. I forget which game. Bingo! Because that's what the shot looked like tonight.
It was awesome. Especially
Last
that first
one.
half.
In 33 minutes, Chet Holmgren, 8 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 6 blocks, a plus 19. Justin, what's the sentence?
OD hang poles,
Yes.
which I'm still not sure what that means, but whatever it is, I think it applies.
He's
Taylor?
doing it. We are witnessing history. I think Chet is making the leap.
Chet Better.
Oh,
You know who that's in reference to.
I like that.
You guys ready for some trivia?
Yes.
Excited.
Also, I have my fancy new whiteboard.
I did not get to meet up.
Taylor
with
didn't get
Jacob,
his whiteboard yet,
Well,
but they're here.
but I have my
snooze you
handy
lose.
dandy OKC notebook.
Okay.
Shout out Blues Clues.
That's fair.
So
Taylor, does your child watch Blue's Clues?
no, Blues Clues isn't really much of a thing. He's in a
Can you get that on
huge-
like DVD?
Whoa, tap the brakes. Blues
can
Clues is absolutely a thing. My children watch Blues Clues because they're not
Do they watch Old
uncultured
School with
swine.
Steve?
No,
No,
that one's
it's
hard to find.
this
There's a
new
new one
guy.
with Josh.
Yeah.
He's not bad. I like Josh.
Yep.
He
Steve
seems
is
cool.
better. Steve seems like a stand-up guy.
Yeah. I think it's hard
All right,
to go wrong.
I solicited the help of
We got to call Nick.
live on the pod.
Oh,
I told
boy.
Nick I'd text him 5 minutes beforehand. That didn't happen.
Hey, while you're doing that, I got a really nice vision statement here from the Thunder to read off.
Unbelievable.
To be the most fan-centric organization in professional sports. Beautiful.
Can you guys hear this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
I don't like that.
Hi, Nick. You're live on the air.
Howdy. How's it going?
This feels
Long-time
like a
listener,
hello.
first-time
Am I the
caller.
99th caller?
First time caller.
All right, it is Prairie Trivia time. Nick, are you ready?
This is
I'm
amazing.
ready to go.
How's the audio from Nick? Too loud?
No, it's
Quiet?
great.
That sounds
It's, like
great.
really good.
I'm doing this
Hi,
weird
Nick.
thing where I'm trying to.
I'm live from a Love's gas station, so if it's even halfway decent, I think we're winning.
Wow.
Have you stopped by DW's yet? Although I heard it's been renamed.
What is that?
Okay, you don't gotta lie on the show, Nick. It's right on the border, brother. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. Trivia question number 1. I gotta pull up my text messages here. Comes from the Peterson family. Might just take over this podcast one day. Comes from Hayden
dear.
Peterson.
Oh.
The question is: the Thunder are now 3-0 to start the season for the first time since 2016. That was the original question before Thunder PR tweeted out and ruined
Dang
it
it.
for
I
us.
was
Yep.
when you started saying it, I was like, "Ooh, I know this
I
one."
know this. I have this
So-
screenshot.
So the question is that 3-0 for the first time since 2016 to start the season. What is the longest win streak to start the season in Thunder history?
Mm.
Oh, that's
And you
tough.
get an extra point if you can give me the year
Wow.
that happened.
That's
so longest
really
winning
tough.
streak to start the season and what year?
Okay.
You guys make sure you don't have the chat open.
Nope. Not looking at the chat.
No,
trying to find a pen that works. Oh, I have no idea. Gosh, dang it. I need a pen that works. Okay, this is better.
That was my Nick Twisted sounder.
Twist it.
All right.
I
They are
messed up my
showing their
year.
answers. Nick, since you can't show, you tell us yours first.
I'm going to guess here 7 in 2012.
Okay. Taylor, what does yours say?
9-0, and I disregard my year. I messed that up.
Okay.
I
Justin,
won't get my bonus point.
I said 6-0 in 2013.
Everybody got it wrong.
Typical.
The answer is 5-0
Wow.
in the 2011-2012 season.
Wow.
Hey, the next two games, Spurs, Blazers. Can they match the 5-0?
They absolutely can.
Yeah.
They have
I'm just
every
now
chance
realizing
to.
that Nick cannot hear you guys. That just now dawned on me.
That makes it a lot more fun.
That's a
It's
good point. You have your
It's a one-way
headphones.
podcast right now.
Nick, do you think they can get to 5-0?
Yes, I do.
Nick says yes. Oh, you guys can't hear Nick. I don't got to repeat.
We can
that.
hear
Nick.
Nick. Nick can't hear
Nick,
us.
why don't you believe in deodorant?
No
Nick,
comment.
Nick can't hear anything.
I know. That was
All right.
That's a joke.
The next two come from Rob Baird from the Discord. So shout out Rob for sending in some questions. Trivia question 2. Going into Sunday's action, 3 teams are averaging over 20 stocks per game. I believe that is still the case after tonight. OKC is as one of them. Who are the other 2? Again, 3 teams so far averaging 20 stocks. That's steals plus blocks per game. OKC is one of those teams. Can you guys tell me the other 2? Take a moment. Write it down. Taylor's ready. Is Justin ready?
No.
Is Nicholas ready?
I think so.
Don't answer it yet, Nick. Justin's still writing.
Okay. Ship it.
All right. Show us your answers.
Oh, Taylor.
Oh, Justin and I have the same answer.
Nick, what is your answer?
I'm going to go with Boston and Milwaukee.
Okay.
We almost
Taylor, what's
had-
yours?
Justin and I both. We'll make this easy. Both have Celtics and Lakers.
Everybody is wrong again.
Dang
Love
it.
Love that
The
for
answer,
us.
the Pelicans at
Wow.
22.5 and the Hawks
Oh.
at
The
20.5.
Hawks.
Okay.
Interesting.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay, last one, also from Rob. You guys ready?
We suck at
Yes.
this.
What team has the record for the most stocks per game for a season? This is since the 2003-2004 season. Most stocks per game for a season. I will give you a hint since you guys have been so bad tonight.
Thank you.
Gee, thanks.
This is a team that would not be surprising at all, knowing their history, to lead the league in stocks.
That is who I was thinking. But I'll
Give him
still
a
get it
second.
wrong, probably.
Justin is, you can see the smoke coming out of his ears. Nick, I think, is live from a Love's toilet.
Oh. Noted.
Nick, is that accurate?
Nope. But I am eating a Take 5, one of the best candies in the world.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, Justin agrees with you.
Love the
All right, show
Take
us your
5.
answers, boys. Interesting. All right, Nick, what's your answer?
Boston.
Taylor, what's your answer?
The Miami Heat.
Justin, what's your answer?
The Warriors? Question
Okay.
mark.
You guys got it wrong again. I thought
Oh
my
my
hint would
God.
help out a lot. 2003-2004 season, 16.5 stocks. It was Memphis. Grit and grind, baby.
Oh.
Hmm.
I don't know if I would have. Yeah, that was low. on
I
my
thought
list.
the hint was actually going to give it away.
I thought the hint
Huh.
would help you idiots.
We will get JD's answer on the trivia. I do not think he's watching live. If he is, he gets disqualified and gets 0 points. Nick, thank you for joining the show live from a Love's travel stop on your way back down to Texas.
See you, fellas.
All
So
right.
fun. I like this segment, even if we're
that
bad
was a
at
lot
it.
of fun.
Hey,
A lot
speaking of this
fun.
segment, Justin,
Yeah. Prairie Trivia.
Was that-
brought
He
I
teed
didn't
you
know
up.
if there
and
was
you-
more to that segue.
He lobbed that one up, and you did not
Just-
throw it.
yeah,
down.
it's like the Usman Jang alley
Straight
tonight.
into the rim.
I drove and tossed it up, and you just watched that bitch fly over your head.
Anyway, I'm rocking my limited edition Prairie dinosaur glass
That
tonight.
is awesome.
Anyone is familiar. This is a This is a golden chalice. But
Pretty
Prairie,
cool.
not
that
just a
Justin
fun-
has this.
not just a fun place to watch sporting events, but a great place to go for trivia as well. Every Sunday, and I think every Wednesday.
I think it's every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday. You can go play Prairie Trivia in the flesh at Prairie OKC. A blast. There's lots of different themes. They've done everything from like Taylor Swift to Harry Potter and everything in between.
Would suck at Taylor Swift trivia. Would be good at Harry Potter trivia. If they do Game of Thrones trivia, I think I'm like 3-0.
I think you should.
Jake and I would
you should probably
crush
host that.
Yeah, because letting me play would be cheating.
It's a blast. It's a great place to go hang out, grab a drink. There's a pickleball court. You can play some trivia on Sundays and every other Wednesdays, and we're just big fans. So go check.
And they got dope
Prairie
merch.
out. Look at Jacob rocking the special edition
That is
Thunder
awesome.
Playoff OKC Prairie tee.
Dope.
Very cool t-shirt.
Heat.
Also, shout out Justin. Just so you all know, you can no longer what he showed, that glass he showed live on the podcast on the YouTube feed. You cannot buy that in stores anymore. That's because we've been fans of Prairie for a long time. Even
I
before
bought
they
that
were
glass
sponsors.
probably like 10 years ago.
Heck yeah, dude, that's
Amazing.
awesome.
That's what's so cool about this, and we really appreciate Prairie and their sponsorship this season.
All right, we're going to go to our first break of the night. While we're on break, join the Patreon, patreon.com/youngcontested. We will be right back. And we are back. Gentlemen, it is time for, what is it, Gen Z? Is that the current generation that's like in high school?
Yeah, Peepaw. Gen Alpha's right around the corner.
I don't
That's
like that either.
wild.
Gen Alpha's the one that's like skibbity toilet, and that's just beyond
Yeah.
me.
I
Maybe-
didn't even know that was a thing. Oh no.
Maybe
Just
Maybe they
wait,
should just send the
Brooks will
nuke,
start
you know?
saying it.
Yes.
just maybe North Korea just needs to launch. I don't know.
Just
Wow.
end it.
So it's time for our Gen Z segment of the night, cap or no cap, or as our friend in the chat, Steve Thomas says, for the boomers, it's crap or no crap,
There we go. Well done.
which
good.
I absolutely loved. Some folks in the Discord, which you get access to if you sign up for the Patreon, have sent us some cap or no cap statements. We also have some in the chat here tonight. So Justin, I will cover the Discord ones if you'll cover the ones in the live chat.
You bet.
All right. Let's start with a Discord cap or no cap. This one comes from DJ Frederick Douglas in the Discord. Cap or no cap? We'll have more than 10 starting lineups before the end of the season.
10.
10.
10's aggressive.
I'm going to
We're
say
already
cap.
at 3, buddy.
I'm going to say cap. What would force 10 would be injuries, plural, I think.
Agreed.
I think there's not 10 guys you're going to plug and play with the core 4. Maybe you experiment on like a Sega Baba here and there, but unless somebody like is out for an extended period, I'm not sure it goes beyond that.
How many more starting lineups are there with the core 4? Is it just 2?
I think so.
AC
Caruso
and
and
iHeart.
Yep.
Correct.
The newbies.
So that would get you to 5.
Yep. Halfway there.
Some would say living on a prayer.
Live.
God, I hate that damn song.
That came in my head too. What's wrong with us?
Because they play it like every single.
We're not
college
doing a good
football
job
game.
in our
It's
Gen Z
ridiculous.
segment. By
I
We
know.
were
quoting
all watching
Living on a
college
Prayer.
football on Saturday. Unfortunately,
What's some good Gen Z music, Taylor?
Some Gen Z? They not like us. They not like us.
That might still be millennial music.
That's fair. Fair.
Kendrick is across generations,
Just like the uncontested.
just like
That's
the
right.
Uncontested.
Bridging the gap between generations. That's us here. Thank
Flawlessly said.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Taylor, just beautiful, Taylor. Taylor, are you going cap or not cap? Cap or no cap? Not
Thank you.
cap. No cap.
This is
Getting
goodness.
worse.
This is getting
It's
worse.
getting worse.
Hello,
I
fellow
agree
children.
completely with Justin. Nothing else to add. I think you guys are spot on. There's only a couple other options at this point.
We have
And
we have
really
two
agree.
Gen Z music suggestions in the chat that are very different. One we have Shabuzi
Shabuzi.
from George.
What is that?
Shabuzi's so annoying. That's
Shabuzi?
the They played that every single OU home game.
Shabuzi in the chat from George. And then we have Espresso from Brantley R, the Sabrina Carpenter song. Two very different ends of the spectrum.
You might as well be speaking Chinese to me right now. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Get ready to learn pop star, buddy.
Can we get some NWA in the chat, please?
Hey, Tyler, the Creator, for my fellow millennials out there, about to drop a new album tomorrow. It's
all right,
real
next
rap.
one from the chat. Jacob Niffin's hair says, cap or no cap, we win the NBA Cup. Mostly I just wanted an excuse to get Jacob Niffin's hair of the day.
Why am I Doug Dimmadome?
Why
Because we
not?
talked about this last week, and he did it. It's amazing.
Cap or no cap, we win the in-season tournament.
NBA Cup, buddy.
NBA Cup.
I tried to do him a solid by editing on the fly.
Fly Emirates. Emirates.
Must be French.
The Thunder's group is the Spurs, the
Phoenix.
Lakers, the who?
Phoenix?
Phoenix, and I forget which last one. There can only be 1 out of 30 teams, so I'm going to play the odds here and say this is cap.
Boo.
That's where I was headed. Go for it, Justin.
No cap. NBA Cup champs. I'm going to be in the arena in Vegas with my shirt off while they hoist the trophy.
Are we going to go if they make it?
We need to.
I think
It'd
that
be a
sounds
blast.
delightful.
But I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I still could give zero cares about the NBA.
Taylor can stay home.
I'm still not fired up about this NBA Cup.
I want it to be clear here that, number one, I absolutely love the people in the chat and the Discord and the community. And number two, sometimes you guys are just a little out of pocket. Connor is suggesting that Jacob Niffin's hair does Ash Ketchum next.
Yes.
I like that.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I love that.
That's a great thing.
That was Ask Silva for tips. That was his Halloween costume on Friday
He pulled
night.
it off.
Back to the Discord. Wolverine 38 says cap or no cap. SGA 10 trip dubs this season.
I'm
Almost. He was one short tonight. One assist
He
short.
was.
I'm gonna say cap. He's gonna stuff the stat sheet, but I think our round number days are behind us as a fan base.
Definitely. I think it's cap as well. And like Justin said, a lot of that's going to come on defense. I think when we talk about his stats that stand out, and then as well as his scoring. I mean, the assists will be up there, but him getting 10 rebounds 10 plus times, that seems like a lot. So I'm going cap.
If you guys had to put a number on it, what number would you put for trip dubs for SGA this year?
I'd go Vegas would go 2.5. I would go 3.5 probably.
I want you to
go
know,
4.
Taylor, that sounder plays in my head probably 3 times a day. I'll just be doing something.
That's
I'll
my
hear
goal.
Vegas.
And then whenever people say like another city or a state that's 2 syllables, I hear it in that voice. Texas, Kansas. I just hear it in that voice.
That's another level.
My other favorite was when Justin was in a meeting for work the other day and just heard my voice playing when somebody mentioned something that reminded him of one of my sounders.
Yep.
So good stuff.
It's good. It's brain
I'm
worms.
just here
That's what that
to
is.
infest your brains. That's right.
All right, next one from the chat. Cheshire Cat, cap or no cap? 3-point woes continue.
Cap.
I
Thunder-
agree. Although they were 40% tonight. That's not a whoa.
That's
Right.
not a whoa.
What's the opposite of a whoa? A woo?
It's a rebound. No pun intended. A
I
woo.
like woo. That should be the new name of the segment. Whoa or woo. Oh, like Wu Tang. Okay, not where my head went. I like it. Well,
I
is
say
it a
no.
whoa or a woo, Jacob?
It is a woo. I'm calling cap here. The 3-point struggles were bad the first 2 games. Yes, 40% tonight's pulling that average up. Give it 20 games. You got to give it 20 games. That's That's like the base, like barometer. That's the base, like sample size you need. Oh, Connor
Agreed.
says opposite of a whoa is a woohoo.
Oh, interesting. I like
You guys
that.
ever drink a
Yeah.
yoo-hoo?
Yes.
Yep, that's what it made me think of.
Love a yoo-hoo. Chocolate
Whenever
water.
Kamiar and I were teaching our first year, we had a little mini fridge in our office,
Yes.
and we stocked it full of yoo-hoos. And whenever a kid
Fantastic.
would come by after school or at lunch to like make up a test or something,
You
we didn't have our
shotgun
own
it?
classrooms. We just had a closet that was like an office, and we traveled around to different classrooms each day that were empty. It was miserable. But anytime a kid would come in to take a test, we'd say, "Hey, you want a cold one?" And we'd pop open the fridge and give them a yoo-hoo.
I love that.
That's
So if you were
awesome.
first year Niffin or Mayrob student, you probably got a yoo-hoo from us. We also
That
had
is cool.
a lot of frosted animal crackers that year too.
Frosted
you.
animal crackers and chocolate.
Were you
And
teaching a
yoo-hoos.
preschool?
No. Also, my metabolism was at a different level back then.
It's amazing.
We going back to the Discord?
It's you, buddy.
All right. H Dub says, cap or no cap? Chet makes an all NBA team.
I say no
That's
cap.
tough.
I say no cap. I'm going to make the irrational conclusion based off 3 games of basketball. Buddy looks like he made a leap.
He does.
If he plays any semblance of this across 82 games, he's making an all-NBA team.
I'm on record last season saying that I thought when the Thunder eventually got back to the NBA Finals that it would be J-Dub as the best or second best player on the team. And again, small sample size, but Chet's looking incredible. That being said, I'm taking Cap because I'm not sure he's going to make an all-NBA team. But if he's healthy and is able to keep this up, I'd be shocked if he does not make an all NBA defensive team for sure.
Do you guys want some stats on Chet for 3 games?
Yes, please.
I think I have him, so you go for it.
He's 23.7 points on 56% from the field, 20% from 3, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, and 4 blocks a game.
Insane.
So again, that's basically 24, 13, and 3 with 5.5 stocks a game.
Insane. On 56% from the
bananas.
floor.
Dude.
That's wild. And he's still not shooting well from 3, although we finally saw
Yeah.
a couple of those go down tonight, which is good to
I'm
see.
so excited for Wednesday's game.
Yes. Wemby
I'm
versus Chet.
like the way this season has started for him. That's he's got that circled. He's had it circled for months.
And remember the last time they played, like they went at it.
Yeah, they did.
It's going to be fun.
They were hunting that matchup.
Plus, you have Chris Paul, right? Chris Paul versus
Shea.
Yep,
versus
that's fun
Disciple.
too.
Or what? Disciples. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's right.
It works. It works. It'll be
It's
fun.
good. It's good. All right, next up. Okay,
I have no more from Discord, so this is all you know.
well, I have
We just got a
buttload.
lot in the
Yep.
chat. Yeah.
The chat's
All the
going
chat.
wild.
We've got
Chat gone wild.
Dan Q. Cap or no cap, Chet has the potential to be the Thunder's best player within the next 3 years.
No cap.
Nope.
Absolutely
cap.
think he does.
He has the potential to get there.
I think he has the
Okay.
potential to be the best player on this team.
Best is
in
a
3
big
years.
word.
I fully believe it. I think J-Dub does as well. I also think Shea very clearly could still be the best player
Yeah.
in 3 years with with Dub and Chet both taking leaps. I mean, that's just the embarrassment of riches for this Thunder team, which is very exciting.
I like it. Caleb Green says cap or no cap. OKC holds opponents' points per game to under 100.
That would be insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
that's astronomical.
Do you want some context on that? I don't
I would
even know if I can
love
get
some
that.
context.
Let me see if I can get that. Opponents' points per game. Yeah, I don't know how to find that.
Thought I had something
really great.
Never
Really great.
mind. Defense? Is it under defense? Defensive rating.
Yeah, defensive rating.
I mean, defensive rating would be Under 100 would be insane.
See,
last season, the number 1 Minnesota Timberwolves had a 108.4 defensive rating.
yes, that's what I was going to ask for.
So getting that to 100 would
100
be
is a big
an
jump.
absurd jump.
In
So
this
I'm
era
saying
in the
cap.
NBA.
I'm saying cap on this one.
Next one. Ray Flint, cap or no cap, Oos plays more minutes as a wing.
I'm going to say cap. And the reason for that is because we've seen, I tweeted about this when I was rewatching the game last night after my sweet little son finally decided to go to bed. And I finally got to kind of dive into the tape a little bit and do a rewatch. But something that stood out to me is I think a big reason for Oos's emergence here these first 3 games is he's playing more of a small ball 5. He's been put into positions I think are more beneficial for him. I think Oos playing on the wing when you have an iHeart back out there, I'm just not sure it's going to work. I think it's going to look a lot more like Justin mentioned earlier in the podcast, what we saw during the summer league, what we saw during preseason. And so I'm going cap on this. I think the reason Oos is playing so well is because the small ball 5 is really fitting for him and is putting him in positions of strength.
Agreed.
Next
all I got.
question.
Well said. Stephen G, cap or no cap, OKC has 3 All-Stars.
No cap.
Oh, buddy.
This one really is tough.
We touched on this very briefly last night, but
You have to be really good to get 3 All-Stars.
You have to be really good.
Newsflash, buddy. They're pretty damn good.
But if you think about the scenario, like whoever's in first place always gets a little extra love, it seems.
Is the extra love going to be 2?
Say
Or 3?
maybe. But I think it's in a realm of feasibility. I think the hard part is being in the West. I think this is a lot more likely if you're in the East.
It's a really
That's
good point.
fair. We want to do 2 more, Justin?
Let's do it. Cortland says, cap or no cap, Chet leads the league in blocks. Last year he was 2nd, I believe. Will he outblock Wemby?
I think I had a bet on the Bet podcast.
Is he leading the league in blocks right now? Can you take a guess?
I would say yes.
Yes, he is.
At 3.5? Something crazy like that?
Do you know Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Wembanyama averaging the same amount of blocks per game?
At about 2 something, right?
There's the sample size coming in clutch for you.
That's right.
No, that just tells
That
me
is
the Frenchman
insane.
is a fake.
Wow. There it is.
And also Shea is continuing what we saw last year on the defensive side of the ball, which is incredibly impressive.
Yeah. All right. Last one. I'm debating. They're both about the Warriors.
Gross.
Steve's got a good one too, but we can go a Warriors one.
I might have missed Steve's.
It's very new.
Oh, yeah.
I like how Steve is just sticking to the crap, no crap bit in the comments. I really appreciate that, Steve.
George says, do mine.
Okay. I respond to begging. George says...
No. Give us the line. Give us the line.
Cream cheese in the chat from George.
Silva's not here to do the Sounders, unfortunately.
Cap or no cap in the chat from George. Thunder Big 3 are going to be better than the Warriors Big 3 during their dynasty.
That's a statement.
That's a heck of a statement.
That is a statement.
Are we including KD in that Big 3?
Is that this year?
That's a good question.
I don't think it's this year.
I don't think it's this year. I think it is.
Oh, yeah. KD is part of the Big 3. Taylor, it's KD, Steph, Clay. And then the 4th is Draymond, which is absurd.
Right. I just wanted to clarify. Because that changes things.
The Warriors' Big 3 had 2 Hall of Famers.
And the Thunder's has 3.
It's not astronomical to ask that question. And that's why it's
kind of is.
I don't know. I don't know if it is. That's what's
Taylor wants to say no cap. I can feel it.
I don't know if I'm quite there.
I'm giving it a 15% chance that it comes to fruition.
15 even feels lofty.
I mean, Sam did draft James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and KD.
You ain't wrong. He did
They
do
didn't
that.
play together for a long time.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Warriors' big three, Smoot rounds us out for the night of this Gen X part of the
No.
show.
No.
He said, "Mother F that big three. It's just big we."
Big.
I don't like the
it.
phrase "big we." I'm out on that. I don't care for that.
Twist it. Let's take our last break of the night. On the other side, we'll make some predictions before we get out of here. We will be right back. And we are back. We haven't decided payoff. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because of Smoot's comment in the chat that I'm not going to read out loud, but I have tears in my eyes.
Man, Smoot comes through with some bangers in the chat.
Dude.
I'll tell you.
Chat keeps us on our toes.
You guys, you know the term degenerate is a term of endearment for us.
That's right.
I want to
But
put that
damn it,
on the
are you
stream
guys
so bad.
degenerates?
Oh, buddy.
God, I love it. All right, we got 3 on the slate, boys. We haven't decided the payoff for the predictions game yet. I don't even remember what last week was. Taylor, what'd you go last week?
I had a loss against the Nuggets, and then I
So
had
you're
2
so
wins.
you're 2-1.
I think
Big
we had a lot
Justin?
of 2-1s.
I was 3-0, buddy.
Ooh.
I think JD was too. I need to go back and double check that just to be sure. We need to get a spreadsheet together as well. You know who's really good at that? Thunder
Nick?
Chick.
Oh.
No, Nick too. But Thunder
Nick
Chick.
is good at spreadsheets.
Thunder Chick, if you're in the chat and you want to do the spreadsheet for us, you just let us know.
Unbelievable.
She is awesome. Shout out to
You
Thunder
can't
Chick for coming
outsource
through
that.
last night, by the way. That was super cool.
And Thunder Chick, if you do the spreadsheet, please cook the books in my favor.
Please don't do that.
First game this week, Wednesday night in Paycom, late tip, 8:30 p.m. against the San Antonio Spurs. Chet versus Wemby. As Taylor said, what was it? The Messiah versus the disciple?
The Jedi and the Padawans.
Oh, there you go.
I like that.
That's good.
I like that. What do you guys got for the Wembies coming to town?
Give me a dub. I'm looking forward to this one. I think this Thunder team is too. I think they're looking to make a statement on a big stage.
Lock or no lock?
No lock.
Okay. Taylor.
I'm going a W as well. And I think we could see a similar game to what we saw, or a similar start to what we saw tonight, where they kind of come out a little sluggish. But ultimately, what I've seen from the Spurs is they just don't have the depth and they don't have the experience. And ultimately, what we've seen from the Thunder the first 3 games that we talked so much about to start the podcast, I think they end up winning by another double-digit win. So give me the W. Go ahead and give me the money ball, Jacob.
Nice.
Cha-ching, Thunder money ball.
We will get JD and Nick's predictions coming up.
Just call
Obviously.
Nick. See what
Call him again.
truck
Just
stop
call
he's
him
at
back.
this time.
You want me to do it?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Leave him alone.
He's currently shopping in DWs. I will go win against the Spurs as well. You know what? Give me that money ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like
Next game, Friday night, an away game, 9 p.m. Central Time tip against the Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazers are 1-2. They beat the Pelicans by 20 tonight. Taylor, what happens in Portland?
I'm taking another W. Again, the Blazers, another rebuilding team. I think ultimately, whether the Thunder are sloppy or not, kind of like they looked against the Hawks tonight, I think they ultimately, their defense, their depth, they'll end up winning this game.
I'm
Justin?
going with a win as well, and I am making this my money ball. Locking in that win in Portland.
I like that.
It's a good one.
You ready?
I'm so ready.
I'm going to loss.
How embarrassing for you.
They beat the Pelicans by 20.
Mm-hmm.
Portland has 3 kind of like lumbering bigs. They have Ayton, they have Klingon. I don't think Robert Williams III is playing right now. I'm not for sure.
He's still hurt. Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think DeAndre Ayton sucks. But I think his size, Klingon size, might be an issue for a team that is just has all their bigs hurt besides Chet.
I'll follow that logic.
So give me a rough loss up in Portland. Last game of the week to predict is a Sega Baba, second game of a back-to-back Saturday night in Los Angeles against the Clippers. This will be our Patreon watch party game of the month in November. Justin, what do you have going on in Los Angeles Saturday night?
I have this one as an L. I think the back-to-back going from Portland to LA is going to catch up, as well as the winning streak to start the season. We're going to go ahead and cap that off and see it coming to an end in the Intuit Dome.
Yeah.
Intuit Dome's dope, dude.
Intuit Dome
It looks
sick.
awesome.
That video board is insane.
The video board is insane. The wall is cool. The
Would you wear a
court on
Clippers
the
jersey if
outside.
it meant you could sit in the wall on the
No.
wall?
Nope, not worth it. Don't care.
Yes,
Don't care
yes,
enough.
I would. Yes, I would.
I don't care enough.
So not to totally derail us, but with the news that the Thunder have signed an architect or heading that way, finishing up the details there, I'm so excited to see what stuff they include. I don't think it'll be as crazy as the Intuit Dome, but
Yeah. Sounds like next summer.
same firm that did the Chase Center, which
Right.
after they made the announcement, I went and did a quick perusal of the internet to see what recent NBA arena rankings were, and it's pretty much consensus 1 or 2 was Chase Center.
And not just that, but they have some, I think they have a stadium over in England.
Yeah,
Also
they've done
one
a
of
lot.
the new stadiums in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas.
They also did the Toyota Center in
Vegas.
Houston, so
Oh,
Fair.
burn that
but
thing
that was a
down.
long time ago.
Anyways, Justin is taking the loss.
Yeah,
Taylor, what are you
all that
taking?
to say.
So that was my thought process as well, Justin. However, I'm taking a win here. And I'm thinking about probability, trying to win this game.
Are you just
here
going to
this
pick a
season.
win in every game? to
No,
try to win?
I think that
Not a bad strategy,
it's
honestly.
actually not a bad strategy at all. I think the Thunder probably go 2-1 here. That being said, I don't know. I could just see them pulling off the game late night against the Clippers for whatever reason. They end up winning this one.
They
I'm not
beat the
confident
brakes off
in any
them
of these
last
3
time out
games
there.
to be able to actually beat the Thunder. So I'm going to be wrong on one of these. Rather than trying to predict it exactly right, I'm going to play the odds here and go 3-0. So give me the W against the Clippers.
Nice. I will take the win against the Clippers as well. Gentlemen, any other thoughts before we get out of here?
It's been a fun first week of Thunder.
It's crazy
and
that
August
it's only been a
basketball.
week.
It really is.
Not even a week.
Make it last forever, baby.
And hey.
As the prophets from Blink-182 once said, forever and ever, let's make this last forever.
And
Great-
we've gone full
Great
millennial.
song.
We've gone full millennial. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning into the Uncontested Podcast. We really appreciate you. Make sure to hit the like button on this video if you're watching live. There are a lot of you, so just hit the like button. If you're watching maybe on Monday or Tuesday, you can still hit the like button. It's still there. It looks like a little thumbs up. So just go ahead and touch that thing with your mouse. That's a weird phrase. I'm sorry. I don't like that. Taylor almost did spit take number 2.
One of my favorite moments of the pod ever.
We got real close. Download the show wherever you get your podcast from. Make sure to sub to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Patreon. Come hang out with us. We have a blast every day in there, and you'll get bonus content and have a watch party next Saturday. So it'll be a lot of fun. We will see you guys Wednesday, a little bit later after the San Antonio Spurs game. Until then, and as always, Thunder up.